All right, welcome to the Smart Couple podcast show. Ask Me Anything episode where I quickly answer a question from you, the listener. And this one is from Anonymous. Not the Anonymous that wears the funky mask, but Anonymous, That's just who it's from. I feel like I'm doing my part setting boundaries, communicating my needs, and asking for what I want. Nice, good job. What else can I try? Okay, that's the question. Now let me give you the backstory. I've done the work to learn how to express and articulate my needs, how I want to be treated, what's not okay with me, behavior that's hurtful very clearly with specific behaviors, and setting clear boundaries. Some of the behaviors continue even though I've clearly told him I won't tolerate it anymore. I come home pissed off that the house is a bit messy. So is that you or him? Some of the behaviors continue even though I've clearly told him I won't tolerate it anymore. I'm guessing like coming home pissed off that the house is a bit messy. Is that he comes home pissed off that the house is messy, or you? I'm guessing that's the behavior you're not wanting to tolerate anymore, or coming home pissed off that the house is messy or something. And you get pissed because it's messy. What I tell him how his specific behavior impacts me. I think you meant when I tell him how this specific behavior impacts me, I often get a sarcastic, "I'm sorry you feel this way." And he just doesn't listen to me. Anyone relate to that one? So she's saying, okay, the behavior impacts me a certain way. Like I feel frustrated, I feel angry that the house is messy. And then he comes back with, "I'm sorry you feel that way." That's kind of what I'm getting here based on your question here. Okay. This is good. So if I said to you, if you were pissed off at me and sad and frustrated, and I said, "Hey, sorry you feel that way." How's that feel? Thumbs down, right? It doesn't feel very good. "I'm sorry you feel that way" is kind of what we grew up with. And it's sort of a tough shit comment, right? Tough shit. Like, hey, sorry, it's not my problem you feel that way. So what that does is it really obviously hurts the other person's feelings, you in this case, Anonymous, and it doesn't solve the problem at all. So if your partner is saying, "I'm sorry you feel that way," your response needs to be, "Hold on, I'm not really interested in that response, honey. That doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. What I'm needing right now is some kind of validation, and I need you to learn how to validate my experience. That's what I need. So I want you to learn that. I want you to learn how to do that." Jesus, why do you make such a big deal out of this whole thing? Whoa, hold on. Let's do one thing at a time. Come back to, "I'm sorry you feel that way" does not work for me. And instead, I need you to say something like, "Wow, you're really angry and frustrated that the house is a bit messy. Am I understanding you right? Okay, it makes sense that you're frustrated and angry that the house is messy because it is. And I know a clean house is important to you. And it's important to your values, and you like the kind of feng shui vibe, and you like kind of a clear space. And I left my stuff around. So it totally makes sense that you're frustrated." What did I just do? I just disarmed the whole situation. Like, "Oh, you're mad. Here's why." And then I validate, it makes sense given who you are that you like a clean house. And it's not important to me. I like to leave my shit around. But wow, I see that it has an impact on you. So what am I doing? I'm training my partner to listen to me different. If I don't do this, I can't expect my partner to communicate in a way that works for me. And then I'll be constantly frustrated, and we will fight because he's going to go, "I'm sorry you feel that way." And then I'm going to get more triggered and be like, "What? I can't believe you just said that to me." And, because he's not really sorry, right? We know that. That's just sort of a figure of speech that's, a pretty weak response. So you got to challenge him. Okay, if I'm him, I want you to challenge me. I want you to teach me how you like to be listened to. And if it's reasonable, like I just put out there, then I'm willing to learn that. Right? We have to train our partner in how we like to be listened to. And most human beings like what I'm offering here, which is we like our experience validated, and we like to be considered. Our feelings matter, and it's just that simple. Most human beings are going to appreciate that, right? So you've got to train this guy to do that. And if he's a good guy, he's going to step up and do it. If he's a ding dong and a jerk, he won't do it. And then you're going to keep frustrating. So you move on, right? We cannot tolerate our partner treating us poorly and disrespecting us and our experience. If we do, it says a lot about how we value ourselves. So you got to have your own back here, Anonymous. Yeah. It's totally okay to train your partner to listen to you and speak to you in ways that work for you. Again, as long as it's very baseline, base level, reasonable stuff like I'm talking about here, right? This is where we can ask our partner to change and say, wow, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Honey, whenever you say that, I'm just going to shut down and be like, fuck off. Like, I just can't even stand that response. So can we work toward a better response? And here's really what would work best for me. He might be fine with, I'm sorry you feel that way to him. Great, you're two different people. You're not. So speak up. So you said, hey, I've set boundaries. I've let him know what's not okay with me, behavior that's hurtful, blah, blah, blah. This is what you haven't done. You haven't gone into training mode, right? And training mode is essential if we have a partner who is a little behind the curve around relational development, right? You've got to train the person. And if they're not into therapy or taking a class, then it's up to you. And if you don't want that role, then you probably shouldn't be with this person. But it's okay to take on that role for a little while or even the entire relationship as long as the other person's a willing student and is like, hey, honey, I just need you to keep coaching me a little bit here and there. When I get it wrong or I'm not listening to you in a way that works for you, just give me the feedback and I'm going to step up and learn. And that's totally cool. And it can start to move toward a resentment when you feel burdened by it or taxed by it and you're expecting the other person, him in this case, to step up and learn on his own. Granted, that is going to be probably a more powerful relationship if he does some self-study and around relationship, if he reads his own books, if he joins his own men's group, or if he goes to therapy a little bit or coaching or something. That is he's going to show up a little differently than you. But the bottom line we're looking for here is that both of you are making the relationship a high priority such that when one of you is upset, both of you come to the table to try to work through it. That's really important, right? Because keeping your relationship pristine and clear of resentments and in a good place keeps your stress levels down and it allows you to tackle the other stressors going on in your life because there's plenty of them. So this is a way you can support each other. And sometimes one person leads the way in the relationship department, right? So train your partner how you like it. It's like the bedroom. Train your partner how you like it. I don't like to be touched that way. Slow down, honey. I don't like it this fast. I want to have a connection with you first. I need to take a time out. Ooh, touch me more here. Yeah, that really works. Ooh, that other thing you were doing doesn't really work. It's the same with listening and talking, all right? It's like one big bedroom, all right? Okay, hopefully this has been helpful, guys, and that you got some value here. Training, right? All of you need to train if you want a great relationship, but if a person doesn't have time to come to the relationship school, then take it on that you're going to train your partner and get their consent. Say, are you cool with me giving you some pointers here and there? Because that's probably necessary if we want to go the distance here and if we want to have a great sex life and a great connection over time. Then I got to be able to give you some feedback, and tell you what works for me and what doesn't. Yeah, honey, sounds good. Okay, you get the point. All right, and you can practice this stuff and how to train your partner by training yourself at the relationship school. And one way you can do that is to come to jasongaddis.com/roots, and you can apply, and we meet every 2 weeks. And I and Jennifer Morrison, one of my coaches, give you feedback on how to get in there and how you can coach your partner. And basically you get to train on how to listen to someone in a way that works for them, so you can get really, really good at it. And then it naturally infuses your relationship, right? Okay. See you in Roots, jasongaddis.com/roots. And hopefully we'll see you here in Boulder, Colorado for the relationship school. Remember, we are going to reach 1 million young adults and teens with or without your help. We're going for it. All right. So come join the party if you want. Talk soon.